For all of human history, our story has been tied to one place. Earth. It's our home, our cradle, the only world we've ever truly known. But we are also a species of explorers, always looking over the next hill, across the next ocean. Now we're looking up, past the blue sky and into the endless black of space. It's the biggest journey we've ever attempted. We're packing our bags, not for a new country, but for new worlds entirely. This isn't just about planting flags and taking pictures. It's about survival, about spreading out to make sure that humanity has a future no matter what happens to our home planet. It's a massive, exciting, and frankly pretty scary step for us to take. Leaving Earth is the ultimate test. Think about it. We are perfectly built for this planet, for its gravity, its air, its sunlight. Out there, in the void, none of that exists. Space is a harsh and unforgiving place. It's a vacuum. It's freezing cold in the shadows and boiling hot in the sun, and it's filled with radiation that can tear through our very cells. We've built incredible machines, rockets and spaceships to protect us. We've created little bubbles of Earth to carry with us. But these are just temporary shields. If we're going to truly live out there for generations, we can't just rely on technology. We might have to change ourselves. Imagine a person born and raised in zero gravity. What would they look like? Without the constant downward pull of gravity, their spine would likely lengthen. They might be much taller than their earthbound ancestors with long, slender limbs. Think less of a powerful weightlifter and more of a graceful swimmer. Their muscles would change completely. On Earth, bones need to be thick and dense to support our weight. In space, that's just extra baggage. Natural selection might favor people with lighter, more bird-like bones. This would make them more efficient, requiring fewer calories to maintain their bodies. What about living on another planet like Mars? Mars has gravity, but it's only about 38% as strong as Earth's. So Martians wouldn't be as dramatically different as their zero-G cousins, but they would still change. They might still be taller and thinner than Earthers. Our senses are our windows to the world, and they are all tuned to the specific signals of Earth. Our eyes are built to see in the spectrum of light that our sun provides and that passes through our atmosphere. In the blackness of deep space, or on the surface of a planet with a different kind of star, our vision would need to adapt. Perhaps future space dwellers would evolve to see in a wider range of the light spectrum. In the vacuum of space, there is no sound at all. Of course, inside a spaceship or a habitat, there would be noise, the hum of life support, the whir of fans, the voices of your crewmates. Our inner ear, which gives us our sense of up and down, is totally confused by zero gravity. What is up when you're floating in a metal sphere? It's simply whichever way you decide to face. Living in space isn't just a physical challenge. It's a massive mental one. Our brains evolved to handle the world of Earth, with its clear horizons, daily cycles of light and dark, and wide-open spaces. But a spaceship or a Martian colony is the exact opposite: confined, artificial, and relentlessly monotonous. Early pioneers will need incredible mental fortitude, but over generations our very minds might start to adapt. Teamwork would become more important than ever before. You can't just walk away from an argument when you're sealed in a ship millions of miles from home. This intense social pressure might drive evolution towards greater empathy, cooperation, and social intelligence. Space travel is incredibly complex. It requires deep understanding of physics, engineering, biology, and navigation. Future humans living in space would grow up surrounded by this technology. Their brains might develop natural aptitude for three-dimensional thinking, systems analysis, and complex problem-solving. After a few generations, the small changes would start to add up. Let's imagine a community that has lived on a massive spinning O'Neill cylinder for 200 years. These are the great-great-grandchildren of the first pioneers. They wouldn't just be tall people with strong arms. They would be a distinct subspecies of human. Their bodies would be so perfectly adapted to their environment that they would look fundamentally different from us. Their eyes might be larger to capture more light in the dimmer conditions of a space habitat. Their metabolism might have become incredibly efficient, able to extract every last nutrient from their carefully rationed, recycled food. Without a 24-hour day-night cycle dictated by a planet's spin, they might operate on a different biological clock, perhaps one better suited to the long, quiet shifts required for deep space missions. This new branch of humanity would have its own culture, completely alien to ours. Their art would depict nebulae and ringed planets instead of forests and oceans. The day will inevitably come when these two branches of humanity meet again. Imagine a ship of tall, slender spacers arriving in Earth orbit for a diplomatic mission, and imagine the people on Earth looking up at them. They would see beings who are recognizably human, yet hauntingly different. This encounter would be one of the most significant moments in history, filled with both wonder and potential conflict. The spacefarers, with their light bones and atrophied muscles, could not walk on Earth without advanced exoskeletons to support them against the crushing gravity. The spacers might view Earthers as chaotic, individualistic and primitive, still fighting petty battles over land and resources on their single, crowded planet. They would speak a common ancestral language, but struggle to understand each other's values, fears, and dreams. What would happen if the resources of the solar system became a point of contention between Earth and its off-world colonies? Would we see the first interplanetary war, fought between two different kinds of humans? This journey into space and the evolution it will trigger is a source of incredible hope. By becoming a multiplanetary species, we give humanity a backup plan. No single catastrophe on Earth, an asteroid impact, a supervolcano, or even our own mistakes could wipe us out completely. Of course, with this hope comes a healthy dose of fear and a lot of questions. Are we playing God by taking our evolution into our own hands? When a human born on Mars is so different from an Earth human that they can't have children together, are they still human? Ultimately, this is the nature of exploration. It's about stepping into the unknown, embracing the risks for the sake of discovery and a greater future. There will be triumphs and there will be tragedies. For millions of years, it was written by the forces of nature on this one planet. Now, we are picking up the pen and writing the next chapter ourselves. The pages are blank, and the setting is the entire universe. What we become out there in the starlight is up to us. It's a massive responsibility and an incredible opportunity. The future of humanity might not just be on Earth, but scattered across countless new worlds, evolving and changing in ways that make us stronger, smarter, and more diverse than ever before. The final frontier is not just a place, it's what we will become.